Is there a chance I could ask one of the sheriff's deputies to bring Chief Buchholz back in? Welcome back.
I have my annexation petition.
Moving on to number 9, discussion and possible action on the staff report, non-compliance report from January. The non-compliance report is substantial and old. Attorney Macy, myself, and Planner Ray Barczyk are going to be going through it in the next week or two. We'll set a date. There's a number of items on here. Did I miss one?
You don't have the amended agenda.
Okay. I apologize. Number 9, discussion and possible action on the site plan for 5 Diamonds Inc. Care of Tom Kelnick. Planner Ray Barczyk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Been working with Waukesha County. They are currently sitting on the rezone for the 5 Diamonds property, the plan of operations for 5 Diamonds, and the land use amendment, all of which have been passed by the Town Plan Commission in board at some respected time in the past. In my discussions with the county assistant clerk and I have provided them with our meeting minutes and documentation that we have on the development. They have now come back and basically said, they meeting Jason Fruth, said, provide us with your site plan, the drawings that you have approved for the development, and your plan of operation, and then we'll move forward on the rezone and the plan amendment. We went back through, and with Attorney Macy, went back through the agendas and the meeting minutes, and we couldn't find where the Town Plan Commission or Board took formal action on the site plan. And in the packet, I've provided you with the drawings that were all part of the site plan. There's the construction drawing for the entrance on 164. There's the grading plan and landscaping plan that were submitted. There's the photometric plan for the lighting in the parking lot. The photometric plans for the baseball fields. And then in the future, if the applicant so decides to build the indoor complex, there's the floor plans and architectural drawings, elevations, etc. for the site. So tonight, that's what I'm looking for so that we can get the county to move forward is formal action by the Plan Commission and the board on the site plan. I do believe that it had been in the packets, it's just that in the agendas and in the motions, there wasn't, where we could find in the meeting minutes, action on the site plan. As well as that in the packages for reference, I went back through the CUP, the meeting minutes, correspondence that was provided to me, and we put together in one document the plan of operations so that the county basically has the 2 documents that they can now move forward with the rezone and the land use amendment. So in summary, that's why it's back on the agenda, so that we can get the county to move. They have told me that it had been noticed, or it is noticed for, excuse me, next Thursday, for the rezone and the plan amendment. They've already gone ahead and done the public hearing. I'm hopeful that we can get these documents to them so that can still maintain. If not, they'll end up tabling it for a later meeting. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Questions?
Yeah, I mean, wait, why is this here? I guess, how many times have we had this thing? It's been approved. There was no,
It has been, everything with the exception of the site plan was not approved. There's no documentation in meeting minutes and so forth, that the site plan itself was approved by the board, and that's why it's back here today. And that's what, that's specifically what the county is asking for.
well, how could we not approve it? The site plan has been built, it's out there. I guess how?
You know, the plan of operation has been approved.
Mr. Chairman, if I understand the question and the facts, there was an original approval as a conditional use, and a site plan and plan of operation would have approved as part of that. They're now going, ask for a land use plan amendment, a rezoning, and with that process, you have to reapprove a plan of operation and a site plan. Because I don't know the details, but you might, the conditional use was much more detailed than the plan of operation. This round of plan of operation. And so the county is being very, particular, and they're saying, send us minutes that say you made a motion, an agenda showing that the site plan was acted on, and show us meeting minutes that say the site plan. Now, you are correct, an original site plan was approved as part of the conditional use, or they couldn't have built. You're absolutely right. But they want to see a site plan that's approved after the rezoning. Does that make sense? And it's not changing at all. I don't think, Mr. Robarczyk, the site plan is exactly the same site plan as would have been approved as part of the CU. Is that correct?
It's my understanding, yes.
So does that answer your question? You did approve a site plan as part of the CU?
What we're being asked to approve the site plan as, again, right now, can I make that motion? What are we gonna do? Disapprove it? It's ridiculous.
Is there a second?
Second.
I've asked you quick, two questions.
After, I think, once we get to the board level.
No, it's a joint meeting, I can participate
No,
in
it's
the
not.
plan.
No, it's a plan commission meeting.
You don't have it noticed as a joint meeting of the town board and the plan commission?
No. We don't have joint meetings with the town board and plan commission, Joe. Who was the second?
Discussion?
Yes.
If I might, the staff recommendation, I have a concern about what's listed as item number 1 on the staff recommendation. It says the applicant shall construct the indoor facility as per the plan, set attached herein as Exhibit A. I mean, my reading, or I think one reading of that is that the applicant is mandated to do that. And I don't know if that's the intention or not, but I guess I'd like some clarification on that, because I don't think we can mandate that at this point in time.
I think perhaps poorly worded, Supervisor Fisher. It's not that we're mandating it, it's saying that if he decides to build it, if he elects to build it, that it would be built as per the previously approved building plans.
And I guess I've got a little bit of concern even about that wording. I mean, I guess put it into the motion, how that's gonna be done. I mean, if this is 20 years down the road, are we gonna let him do that building? And I guess I don't know why, at least with that wording, that should be a part of it at this point in time with the word shall. That's my concern.
As Chairman Merrick has mentioned, the intent of it was that, as I understood it, the town has previously given the applicant the authority to build the building as submitted per these drawings. So I was just trying to carry that condition over, that at such time that he chooses the building, it has to be in compliance with this. If he wants to change it 10 years down the road, that's something different than this, then it would be my understanding that he would come back for reapproval, and I would defer to Attorney Macy in that, but typically that's how the site plans and plans of operation operate.
He stated it correctly.
Well, then shouldn't the wording say on that the applicant would be allowed to build that building in accordance with the approved site plan, rather than he shall do it? I could accept that.
Well, we'll fix it, okay? But I just want to clarify one thing. There are instances, and I'm not saying this is one of them, where it would be a reasonable condition that they have to build it. If somebody comes in and wants to build a riding arena, and they're currently housing the horses in sheds, and you give them permission, and you give them a time to build the riding arena or build the building, that is a reasonable condition. I'm not saying you did that. We don't know whether you made that a condition that he has to build it or not.
Well, I think we need to clarify that at this point in time, Attorney Macy. That's my whole point. This issue has haunted this town for years.
Okay.
With confusion, with disagreement. We owe it to everybody involved to be clear at this point about our intentions. And because I don't want to have somebody come back after the fact and said, you approve that, he shall do it, now make him do it. So I'm just asking for
And what is the
clarity.
intent? Is it the intent that he had to build it, or he had the right to build it?
I think it's the latter, but I guess that's for the discussion of the board, and I want that clarified before we vote on it.
So can we change that from shall to allowed? Is that, Attorney Macy, is that something that's permissible at this point?
The answer to that is yes, but I'd like to go down the line, so make sure that we have agreement with what Supervisor indicated, and then we'll work up some language.
I mean, I think everybody should kind of weigh in on that. I didn't believe that, or I don't think we're mandating him to mandate that he has to do it. Maybe others disagree.
Well, I made the motion originally, and I agree with Brian. Shall is a better way to do it. You can't mandate somebody, you know,
Allow.
allow. Yeah, I'm sorry, yes, allow.
Supervisor Stigler? Commissioner?
I agree with that. I think can't mandate somebody to, make them build a building, but you can put in the plan that if they want to, we can allow them to do that.
Based on what has been approved.
Anything further? All in favor?
Wait, we gotta work up the new language, Mr. Chairman, and then
sorry.
somebody has to, did we get a motion?
Yeah.
No, we will make her in a second.
Yes.
Yes.
Supervisor Flanagan, Commissioner Flanagan, and Supervisor Fisher.
Okay. It's been suggested, and I've just started to write it, that number 1 be changed to say, the applicant is allowed to construct the indoor facility per the plan set forth attached herein as an Exhibit A. And Mr. Chairman, I would ask whether the maker of the motion accepts that as a
Yes.
friendly amendment? And then the second has to agree to it too.
Was I the second or not?
I believe you were.
That's fine with me.
Now, I want to make sure that that's clear. I was using your language, okay? Because I could even state, the applicant is not required to build, but if he decides he wishes to construct the building, I can make it more complicated, but if that's clear enough, I'm not trying to make it complicated. This is the words you guys stated, and I'm using your words.
That's the difference between a lawyer and a builder.
And if you're comfortable with it, I'm comfortable with it. I just don't want it to come back and say, the intent is clearly, if you want to put it in the minutes, he is not required to build the building.
I think
That
that's-
it's
I
at
think
his
that's good
option, if he
adding that.
decides to build the building. If he decides to build it, he's got to build it under this approval per Exhibit A. If he wants something other than Exhibit A, he comes back and gets new approval. Everybody's
Correct.
great. So did you get my language? The applicant is allowed to construct, is the words now instead of the applicant shall construct. The applicant is allowed to construct. And the rest of it remains the same, the indoor facility. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing us to clarify that.
Anything further? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now on to 10, discussion and possible action on the staff report. It is lengthy and old. There's a number of items on there that are up to 5, 6 years old. Attorney Macy, myself, and Planner Barcheck intend to get together on that and go through each one of those sometime in the near future. And decide what direction we want to go with them, whether that's some sort of amendment to our ordinances or just moving forward with enforcement. Any questions on that? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second? I think that was Chief Buchholz. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, can we take about a 5-minute break?
Gentlemen?